Welcome to Thriving Tribesmen. My name is Kuri, your host, and I'm excited to be making this episode. This one is going to be a very quick episode, I promise. We're going to be talking about libido. I'm responding to a post on Reddit. The guy was talking about that libido needs to be taught in school because I'm guessing because of his wife, because his wife is sort of just turned off sex. So therefore, he thinks that if he had better information regarding libido, you'd have had better chances in order to choose a partner. And I see where he's coming from, and that kind of makes sense. But I wouldn't want my kids being taught about libido, because I think it's something that probably I should be able to teach my kids about libido. Not me specifically, but at least we should be able to have a conversation about it. And whether it's my son or daughter, it's something that I'll probably talk to them about in terms of a relationship, or at least long-term relationship. Because if you allow teachers to teach, they would still teach from their own limitations of sex, how they view sex. So it's terrible if your children are being taught by somebody who's got maybe they've already got some trauma around sex. They've got shame associated to sex. So when we talk about libido, it's something that will be of disgust. So they'll probably teach my kids how to be disgusted towards libido and sex. So I wouldn't want somebody teaching them that. So then I think I see where he's coming from, and I think when you look in hindsight, you think if you knew some of the things that you know now, you'd have made a different decision in order to be in that long-term relationship. I think that's how most people think within that sexless relationship. But that being said, when you think about libido, it's more of something that is grows within an environment. And the way I always explain libido, or at least seduction, you have to think of it as the actual act of sex, or at least that being a plant. So the plant is going to bear fruit, and I would say fruits will be the actual sex act, and you have to cultivate this plant. And this plant is seduction, your sex life, whatever you can call it. You have to cultivate it, and you have to create the environment for it. So you have to get, or at least the right environment, the right conditions for it. So the soil that you've put it in should be fertile. There should be the right temperatures for it. There has to be. So most people, they don't focus on the environment, and for you to be able to create that environment, there's a lot of personal work that you have to do personally yourself. So that means stuff like the way we talked about resilience the other day. So your internal resilience, like when situations are very difficult, like right now we're living a cost of living crisis, when the finances are not just matching up to where things are going to be. Are you stressed out? And when you get stressed out, are you solid to lead the family? Are you not buckling? Because I think the worst thing that you can have, if you example, you're in war, you're in military, you're in a really big battle, and while you're in that battle, you're in intense battle, you're taking fire from all angles. And then your general goes, I've had enough of this. This is terrible. And he's crying, or he's kneeling and crying on the corner because everything has gone too much. You couldn't allow that person to lead you ever again. You would lose respect for them. And usually this is what happens. And whenever she loses respect for you, based on how you react to things, generally that takes away from the seduction and takes away from the plant. So that's equivalent to that plant being snowed over, and then not having the right environment to grow. And this is very important, because when you see it from that perspective, then you know that libido isn't just something that sort of you either got it or you don't have it. It's something that we all have. Grantedly, with women, when they get a little bit older, the libido, because before, in fact, I'll backtrack a little bit. When they're a little bit younger, so between sort of the ages of 15 till about the ages of 30, they have a level of testosterone that they are already secreting from the ovaries. And when they secrete that testosterone, that is also responsible for sexual drive. And over a period of time, when they get to the age of 30, that starts decreasing in terms of the actual secretion of testosterone. So there is a natural dip that happens. So it becomes more important to create that environment so that they can respond to the environment rather than respond to what their body is telling them. So I don't know if that makes sense. So I'll just re-say that again. So with most people, we have that sexual drive, that thing that tells us that we want to have sex because of testosterone. So that's the key driver for it. And women will have that. And that decreases over time when they get to the ages of 30. So in terms of them getting aroused, then it becomes more situational, becomes more of what you do and how you create that environment. So you have that conducive moments for you to seduce. So, and it's more of a mutual seduction as well. It's not you in pursuit of sex, it's both of you in pursuit of sex. And this can happen, like I said, it's more about the environment. My wife is 40, she still pursues as much as I would, and that's because of the environment that we've created. And a large part of it is being playful, because most people sort of become very serious, and the more they become with adults and life starts beating you up, you become even more serious with everything, and then that also becomes an environment that's not conducive for your that becomes an environment that's not conducive for your sex life. So I thought it was an interesting thing to debunk and to really talk about, because most people don't really realize that when it comes to libido, it isn't something where it's just sort of your partner turned off and then somehow you're going to talk her into wanting to have sex, which is a weird one, or somehow you're going to blackmail her into wanting to have sex either. So I think most people, that's sort of the route that they take. They use shame in order to try and get somebody to have sex with them again, which is terrible, because who wants to shame somebody into having sex? So I'm going to stop it here. Like I said, on the other episode on Sunday, we're going to be letting guys into the Facebook group. You'll be getting access to the free courses and free material that we've created for you guys. So it's going to be, you guys going to have an opportunity to actually start changing your relationship straight away. A few Facebook lives early on next week. And then Wednesday, it's going to be Q&A. So you guys can come on and actually ask questions, and we can really start helping you real-time, tailor-made results for you, at least tailor-made plan for your actual relationship, specifically for you, because everything's going to be different with other couples. But I think there's some things that are going to be specific to your situation that will help you. So thank you very much. I'll be speaking to you soon. Take care.